What are your positions on the issues of education and health?
Education and health. Well, as you can see, again, my young people are here. I have a mentoring program for boys in Woodlawn called R Block Inc. It's been in existence since 2008, but I've been involved with the youth in the community for well over 25 years. I'm a strong proponent for education, STEM research. I think that it's very, very important that our kids become scientifically and mathematically astute. We are far, far behind from all other countries or nations around the world. In Maryland alone, I hear a lot of people bragging about us being one of the top-ranking schools, or having the top-ranking schools in the country. But we know in this district, in the 10th Legislative District, that's not so. We've got 17 schools in this area alone, in my district, and out of the 17 schools, we only have 2 schools with a blue ribbon rating. That's unacceptable. We have to make sure that we push from early education, as you can see with this young man here, who's 7 years old. These are the ones that benefit from pushing for early education all the way through high school and college. We got to make sure that we have proponents in every aspect of education from the ground up. And the only way to do this is to make sure that we elect people that are going to stand for legislation that's going to help do just that.
What about quality health care as a right and not a privilege?
Well, I think that that President Obama was on the right track. Health care for all Americans. I think that people in this country, I asked this question a lot when I was a kid. This is the land of the free and the home of the brave. We're one of the most, if not the most dominant, the most richest country in the world. But yet, in the land of the free and the home of the brave, nothing's free. I found it hard, and I found it difficult to understand why communist countries had free education and free health care. But yet they're talking about them being impoverished nations, and these are people that don't have rights, the rights that we have as citizens in America. So something has to be done about this. We have to get together collectively in a bipartisan. It's not a Democratic problem, it's not a Republican problem, it's an American problem, and it's something that we have to deal with collectively.
Economic development in Woodlawn and Catonsville.
Oh my goodness, economic development. Well, we know that with Woodlawn and Catonsville, where there are a lot of people are focusing on this spring growth corridor, so that goes back to smart growth. We have to make sure that we develop the lands in accordance to smart growth, meaning that we have to have things for recreation and parks. We have to have commercial development, and we want to enhance and entice people to bring their businesses into the community so that the people at large benefit from businesses moving into our community. But at the same time, we don't want to overwhelm our community, and we don't want to destroy nature at the same time. So we have to look out for everybody, and so collectively with a committee made up of legislators, community members, and members at large, I think that collectively we can come up with a plan that's going to be win-win for everyone.
Excellent. Good. You have been involved with youth development. You talked about it earlier.
Oh, yes.
When you get to Annapolis, particularly, what kind of legislation in favor of youth development will you champion?
There's an old saying that, knowledge is supposed to be sought from the cradle to the grave. So I think the earlier we get started by planting seeds in our young people, but see, the thing is, we have so many programs that have gotten started, but then there's no follow-up. We have to make sure that we continue, once we plant the seeds, to nurture and watch our young ones grow so that they flourish into promising crops. I'm using metaphors dealing with agriculture, but at the same time, we know what we're talking about, because at the end of the day, this is our crop right here. This is our crop. These young people, they deserve legislators that have their best interests at heart. And with Aaron Barnett in office, I hope they do just that.
Finally, what's your position on public safety in these communities?
Oh wow, public safety. Well, I've worked hand in hand with a lot of the local police agencies. Baltimore County Police, for example, they have a neighborhood safety team, which is an excellent idea. In my community, we work with the Baltimore County Outreach Team. I think that Sergeant Askew and Brian Glass and Randy Hurd and a lot of the other officers that are, if I forgot anybody, I apologize. But they're working diligently with the people in the community to prevent crime. And I think that collectively we've made a great effort to preventing crime. For instance, in my community, Powhatan Farms, we established what we call the Community Fitness Club. And it's a group where we come around and we walk through the neighborhood a couple times a week, just as a community group.